Pag-asa says that Fabian has intensified into a typhoon, although no tropical cyclone wind signals are in effect. 8 Delta COVID variant cases previously tagged as recovered, once again tested positive for the virus after retesting. The Octa Research Group sees an uptick in COVID-19 cases in Metro Manila. Filipino Olympians are all set for the Tokyo Games that will start on July 23. And in lighter news, a grade 10 student in Asingan, Pangasinan is getting praises online for setting up a small business at the age of 15. Focused and fearless. Here's a roundup of stories we're watching now. I'm Sean Yao. Pag-asa reports that Fabian has now intensified into a typhoon. State weather specialist Joey Figuracion joins us over the phone to discuss Fabian further. Good evening, Sir Joey. Which areas will be most affected by Typhoon Fabian?
Good evening, Xiao, to the televiewers of One News. As of now, Fabian is still inside our area of responsibility. That means continuous enhancement of southwest monsoon is expected in the next 24 hours. That's why we still, although this is not a direct effect of Fabian, actually it's not expected Fabian to affect directly in any part of the country, but the Habagat or southwest monsoon will generally bring monsoon rains over Metro Manila, Ilocos Region, Cordillera Administrative Region, Batanes, Babuyan Islands, Zambales, Bataan, Pampanga, Bulacan, Cavite, Batangas, Occidental Mindoro, and in the northern portion of Palawan, including Calamian Islands and Kalayaan Islands. The rest of Mimaropa, the rest of Calabarzon, Western Visayas, and the rest of Cagayan Valley will generally have cloudy skies with scattered rain showers and thunderstorms. Other parts of the country generally have fair weather, aside from afternoon rain showers due to the formation of isolated thunderstorms. Fabian, as I mentioned, it is now in a typhoon category with a maximum sustained winds of 120 kilometers per hour near the center, and it has a gustiness of up to 150 kilometers per hour. If Fabian will continue to course west-northwestward at a 15 kilometers per hour speed, it will exit our area of responsibility by Saturday morning. Ciao.
All right. Sir Joey, you already said that we are not actually experiencing any rains or weather disturbances as a direct effect of Fabian, but rather because Fabian is exacerbating or enhancing the Habagat. Having said that, are we expecting any storm signals to be raised anytime soon or no more?
Yes, Xiao, as Fabian moving westward, in the coming days, it will reach in the certain part of our country, particularly the extreme north zone, that may have a direct effect. By that time, possible tropical cyclone wind signal number 1 will be hoisted in Batanes and Babuyan Islands.
All right, and because of the rains that we're experiencing from the southwest monsoon or Habagat, how should LGUs prepare for Typhoon Fabian, or at least the indirect effects of the typhoon?
Yes, we advise our kababayans and even the LGUs or the LDR RMOs also says in concerned areas, especially in the western side of Luzon, where to track or to monitor our heavy rainfall warnings issued by our regional offices in your area.
All right, thank you so much for that update. That was the voice of weather specialist Joey Figuracion of Pag-asa over the phone. And the Octa Research Group has noted an uptick in COVID-19 cases in Metro Manila. In an interview with One News Now, Professor Guido David said that the COVID-19 infection rate in the capital is now at 1.06, the first time it hit that level since April. Average daily COVID cases in NCR have also hit 700 for the first time in 1 month. David attributed the uptick to increased mobility. However, David did say that it is still too early to tell whether or not there is a need to impose lockdowns across Metro Manila.
It's too early to make that determination at this moment because it has only been maybe a day that we have seen it. If the numbers continue to escalate, then definitely we will be very concerned, especially with the news that there are local cases of the Delta variant even in Metro Manila.
And the health department has reported 4,500 new COVID-19 cases on Tuesday. Close to 47,000 of the 1.5 million total caseload are still considered active. 58 people died of the virus overnight, pushing the death toll to 26,800. Meanwhile, total recoveries now stand at 1.4 million, with 5,200 new survivors in the last 24 hours. The health department has also reported that 8 Delta carriers previously tagged as recovered have once again tested positive for the coronavirus. JC Cosico with the full report.
The health department on Tuesday reported 8 Delta variant cases in the country. They were among the 14 patients previously tagged as recovered prior to retesting.
So ang ating protocol kapag nagkakaroon ng variants, nade-determine ang isang tao na may variant, binabalikan po sila ng ating epidemiology and surveillance units so that we can assess them and we need to retest them. So pina-quarantine po sila uli and then until they have negative results, saka po sila ipapauwi.
4 of the Delta cases are from Cagayan de Oro, 1 each in Manila and Misamis Oriental, and 2 are returning overseas Filipinos. They are all now asymptomatic and in isolation.
Lahat po sila halos, yung CT values nila matataas. Ibig sabihin, mababa na yung viral load sa katawan and therefore, most likely, hindi na sila ganun ka-infectious.
Infectious disease expert Dr. Ronjin Sulante said the virus may have shed longer in the patients.
Ibig sabihin, tumatagal ang virus mga katawan nito. Kaya the most yung makikita natin na even after 10 days or 14 days na the testing is positive, pwede pa rin makitaan sila after 21 days.
In the meantime, 91 contacts of the 16 latest Delta variant cases have been traced. Some 46 of them are contacts of the infected ROFs, 27 from Region 10, 10 from Region 6, and 8 from NCR. Vergera said they're now determining the origin, but they assume it didn't mutate here.
Definitely, ang assumption namin, it really came from abroad. Now, as to the origin at kung saan yung source of infection, that is what we are trying to find out right now. Kaya we are doing intensive contact.
They also ensure that current border protocols are being strictly implemented. Several LGUs are now gearing up for the possible surge in cases. Marikina City, for one, continues to strengthen their contact tracing efforts.
Aggressive contact tracing, proactive reporting, monitoring of the incidents of COVID in various areas.
While in Navotas, those coming from NCR bubble are required to present negative RT-PCR test results.
The reason na ginawa natin yon is number one, kasi sila na rin mismo ang nagsasabi na kahit yung nakadalawang bakuna na, ay pwede pa rin mahawaan at pwedeng maghawa.
NCR mayors had already asked the IATF to suspend the policy of allowing kids to go out.
No? Dahil nga po meron kaming kaso rito at medyo tumaas po ang kaso rito. Sa dahilan po na ang 5 to 17 ay hindi pakunado at sila po ay posibleng maging super spreaders. No?
For News 5, JC Cosico, we are One News.
And thousands of Muslims trooped to mosques today to celebrate Eid al-Adha. Mobile journalist Jacob Lazaro gives us a front seat to the story.
In rain or shine, and even in a pandemic, faith continues to thrive. Thousands of Muslims flock to the Manila Golden Mosque to commemorate Eid al-Adha, the feast of sacrifice. For Rasul Abdul, faith overcomes fear of the Delta variant.
Hindi ho. Dahil po nasa taas po ang ating lumikha sa atin.
Eid al-Adha commemorates the willingness of the Prophet Ibrahim to sacrifice his own son at the command of Allah. It is the ultimate of Muslim devotion.
Yung mga kapatid natin Muslims, during this pandemic, mas lalo silang nagkaroon ng faith, mananampalataya sila.
There are 6.6 million Muslims in the country, or 6% of the total 110 million population. Last week, President Duterte declared July 20 as a regular holiday for Eid al-Adha, but it is still subject to health protocols. Authorities tried their best to enforce health protocols, but during the prayer, there was barely any social distancing. Worshippers were packed like sardines, and some were not wearing their face masks.
Namigay kami ng rabing alcohol, face mask. Kahapon, nag-announce na kami na bawal yung mga bata, yung mga senior citizen. Nilagyan namin ito ng maximum tolerance. Lahat ng exit, sinarado namin. Isa lang ang entrance ito.
There were a lot of children that were here too, children that, below 10 years old and 5 years old, and some of them weren't even wearing masks, and some of the adults as well were not wearing masks. They say that they're not really that afraid because, the Creator, Allah, is with them. Earlier this month, the IATF allowed children below 5 years old to go outside and visit tourist attractions. But Metro Manila mayors urged President Duterte to suspend this due to the recent local cases of the more transmissible Delta variant reported in Metro Manila.
Hinihiling po sana namin sa IATF baka maaari na yung polisiya tungkol sa 5-year-old pataas ay baka pwedeng isuspindi muna sa Metro Manila. No? Dahil nga po meron kaming kaso dito at medyo tumaas po ang kaso rito. Sa dahilan po na ang 5 to 17 ay hindi pakunado at sila po ay posibleng maging super spreaders.
President Duterte has yet to decide on the matter. During the prayer, rain started to pour that forced many to leave early. So earlier this morning, this whole area was actually full of people, of devout worshippers. But 30 minutes into the ceremony, it started pouring rain, and the families, especially the ones who brought children, opted to continue their worship at home. But some decided to wait out the storm, warmed by their faith. Eid al-Adha is celebrated by feasting on beef or sheep, dividing them into 3 parts. One to be given to relatives and friends, one for the poor, and one to be enjoyed by the family. The Manila Golden Mosque gave out 2 kilos of beef to poor members of their community for them to celebrate. I'm Jacob Lazaro, and we are One News.
Filipino athletes showed off the Philippine flag over at the Olympic Village as they prepare for the 2021 Tokyo Olympics. On Facebook, weightlifter Heidelin Diaz shared a photo of signs and flags from the Philippine team. These are displayed at the Olympic Village in Tokyo, which houses event participants. Diaz also posted pictures of herself and other athletes who are already over at the apartment building. The international multi-sport event will be taking place from July 23 to August 8, 2021 in Japan. And in lighter news, a teenager in Pangasinan has gone viral for putting up his own food business from his own personal savings. 15-year-old Dondon Colcol from Asingan, Pangasinan now manages his own Goto station. Dondon himself cooks the food and caters to the customers with the help of his older brother. The youngest of 3 siblings hopes to have a stable source of income by the time he reaches 25. For more updates, visit News 5, The Philippine Star, and Business World online. Visit our website, onenews.ph, for more in-depth analysis. You can also catch One News on the Signal Play app. Register for a free account at www.signalplay.com and stream One News live anytime, anywhere. Masks on, wash hands, and stay safe, Philippines. I'm Sean Yao. We are One News.